The Dominican Stars, right now the third best record in the NAC, 4-0-1, record of 5-4-2 on the season, led by head coach Carlos Correa. And here are the starters for the Dominican Stars. They will start like this in the field with number 3, Cameron Klinger, number 6, Lauren Mark, number 9, Ashley Hoffner, number 10, Grace Larson, number 12, Natalia Lopez, number 13, Reagan Coxon, number 17, Ava Masco Talbot, number 21, Tia Gar, number 13, Mia Talau, number 34, Mia Dosen, and the starting goalkeeper will be number 1, Sarah Grimmett. Dominican coming into this match side of the field. That's Lauren Mark with the sliding effort. And here's a chance to get the starting lineups for Roshane Ellison's squad. Roshane Ellison in his 10th season as the head coach of the team with the second best record in the NAC, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. It'll be number 4, Kayla Smith, number 8, Hannah Ramos, number 11, Amelia Mosman, number 13, Liliana Schuth, number 15, Ava Navarte, number 16, Gabriela Baltez, number 21, Katie Chismerick, number 24, Lucy Georgiorian, number 26, Jillian Olichschlager, and number 34, Mary Frampton. Meanwhile, the Scarlet Hawks will be backed up in net by the goalkeeper, number 1, Sarah Thomas. Scarlet Hawks throw in. Comes in Navarte. We're glad that you could join us on this Wednesday evening. Last time we saw Illinois Tech at home, it was on September the 28th. That was a 1-0 win against MSOE. Last time we had any type of home action was the men's matchup against Concordia last Wednesday. So good to have the women back at home. Here's a chance for Mosman. She goes for goal, and the save made by Sarah Grimmett. Grimmett this season making her 10th start. Comes in with a record 3-4-2. In her previous 9 games played, all were starts. 2.12 goal against average, following 18 total goals allowed. 76% on the save percentage for Grimmett. 155 shots faced this season, 58 saves. Remember, all shots faced, some of them are shots that are not necessarily on goal. Here's Illinois Tech pushing up the pitch with Smith. Chismerick tries to make a turn. And now the ball sort of cleared out of there by Dominican. Actually, they will win possession. That's why I sort of hesitated. I was like, I'm not really sure if that was really cleared out by Dominican or if it was deflected. It was indeed deflected. As now the possession will go the other way to the south side of Stewart Field, 31st Street side. And the Dominican Stars will throw in here. Masco Talbot, the senior out of Sacramento, California, to trigger it in. Mia Talau was the recipient of the throw-in. Only for Illinois Tech to take it away out near midfield. They play the ball back after receiving possession to the Scarlet Hawks. Instruction from the Dominican sideline saying step to your right, cut off the passing lane there. Here's Kayla Smith. Smith had the game-winning goal last time Illinois Tech was at home. That was against MSOE last Saturday. That ball coming for us at the table, and it takes a bit of a hop before it gets here. And it'll be a Scarlet Hawks throw-in coming from Olichschlager. Navarte. Quick touch and gets it right back. Navarte tried to play one in the middle of the pitch to Chismerick. Ball taken away by Dominican and cleared out of play. Katie Chismerick this season, 5 goals, 3 assists. Leads the team with the 5 goals. Tied for the team lead with Kayla Smith with 3 assists. And here is Smith working out near that freshly painted Scarlet Hawk logo for another fall season of Illinois Tech soccer, men and women. Men's and women's action. Olichschlager, nice play to the middle of the pitch. Ball played up the field for Illinois Tech, but it goes right through to Grimmett. And that'll stop the build-up as Ramos was the intended target there for Illinois Tech. Ramos with 4 goals and an assist this season. Ramos actually has the most recent goal for Illinois Tech. That goal was scored in the 9th minute against Concordia, Wisconsin in the 1-1 draw last time out for the Scarlet Hawks on Saturday. Bit of a funny header there. I'm not really sure who made contact with it, but nonetheless, Smith comes up with it for Illinois Tech. Masco Talbot was also there. It looked like it may have hit both heads, or it hit one and they were in the same spot at the same time from my vantage point. As now the ball is cleared out of play. by Dominican, but it goes out of play for an Illinois Tech throw. We've played 5 minutes and some change. Illinois Tech, the ball in possession of the ball. The ball has remained on this north side of Stewart Field for the majority of this opening 5 minutes. Chismerick plays it back to the outside for Mosman. Mosman working against Klinger. There's a cross. An opportunity to hit Smith goes wide. And now Kayla Smith has to make a long run. Bit of a miscommunication there. They were looking for Oligschlager, but the ball cleared out by Talau, and that will lead to a Scarlet Hawk corner. First of the evening for Illinois Tech. First of the evening for either team. Last time Illinois Tech played Dominican last season, Scarlet Hawks with a 5-0 win. That occurred last season, October 4th, 2023. 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second for the Scarlet Hawks. Oligschlager sends the ball towards that back post. The header in the air, played well by Grimet. 3 players for Illinois Tech on their current roster scored in that 5-0 victory over Dominican last season. Mary Frampton scored in the 3rd minute. Katie Chismerick scored in the 62nd minute. And it was Walsh with the 5th and final goal in the 79th minute. Jayla Anaya also had a goal in the 9th minute. And Sofia Rodriguez Majid had a goal in the 77th minute. Here's Nervarte with a good push for the Scarlet Hawks. And the ball played to the corner as Lauren Mark with the effort to knock the ball free. Dominant win for Illinois Tech a year ago. 5-0 against Dominican, but the last 2 times Dominican came to Stewart Field, it was the Stars who came away with a win, a 1-0 win back on September 14th, 2022. It was actually Natalia Lopez. The goal in the 59th minute was all the Stars needed to get out of there with a win. And then when they met on September the 15th, 2021, I might have mistakenly said this was at Stewart Field. This was hosted at West Campus Field, home for Dominican. Dominican won that one 2-1. And that was a big win at the time for Coach Carlos Carrillo. As with that win on the 15th, September 15th, 2021, Carrillo recorded his 100th career win by defeating the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, the same opponent here this evening. Dominican yet to really have a solid possession so far this evening against Illinois Tech. And that trend will continue as the Scarlet Hawks take the ball out near midfield. Oligschlager got a nice through ball to Nervarte. Nervarte goes for goal and finds the back of the net. Illinois Tech opens the scoring on a 1-0 advantage. Ava Nervarte with her 2nd of the season. Scarlet Hawks goal! Scored by number 15, Ava Nervarte. Her 2nd of the season, scored in the 8th minute. Illinois Tech opening the scoring with the goal from Nervarte. That was a beautiful ball as she went right towards that right post. It's the near post for you watching at home, and she bent it just inside. And Illinois Tech with a 1-0 advantage here in the 8th minute. Second goal of the season for Nervarte. Now here's another run for Chismerick. This is Illinois Tech's leading goal scored at this point of the season. A sliding effort from Lauren Mark, and the foul will be called inside the penalty area. And the Dominican sideline does not like that call at all, as Lauren Mark will pick up the foul, and that'll lead up to this penalty kick opportunity for Chismerick. Chismerick this season is Illinois Tech's leading goal scorer. 5 goals, but this will be her first PK opportunity. Chismerick places the ball down. It'll be Chismerick, Illinois Tech's leading goal scorer, versus Grimmett, as we've got a stoppage. The officials having some words here with our sideline judge as well. Dominican not too happy. The Dominican sideline visibly upset. The emotions certainly running high in the early part of this matchup. This is a key matchup in the NAC. Remember, these are the second and third teams in terms of standings in the NAC, both chasing Concordia, Wisconsin. Chismerick will get another PK, so here we go. So after all, it will be Chismerick versus Grimmett. So Chismerick versus Grimmett. The goal for goal is good for Katie Chismerick, her 6th of the season. Scarlet Hogs goal! Penalty kick goal for Katie Chismerick. Her 6th of the season in the 8th minute. So Chismerick gets her 8th goal. And Dominican sideline still upset with the most recent call. They thought they did not agree with the opportunity for a penalty kick goal for Illinois Tech. And now a sub for Dominican as Sarah Matuzik now comes onto the pitch, replacing Ava Masco-Talbot. The 8th minute concludes with Illinois Tech scoring 2 goals. It was Nervarte scoring, bending one just inside the post, and now a PK goal for Chismerick. It's a huge matchup. It's a huge matchup in the NAC, with Illinois Tech being in second place, Dominican being in third. Both of these teams chasing Concordia, Wisconsin. And Dominican, with the way they've built their program, feels like they feel like they could be the next team in the NAC to make a run at representing the NAC in the NCAA Division III Women's Soccer Tournament. It was MSOE a year ago who defeated Illinois Tech 1-0 right here on November the 4th. That was a very memorable matchup. But now Nervarte able to take away the Dominican throw-in, played it off the chest, and now Illinois Tech out near midfield. An eventful 8th minute for Illinois Tech, and now we get a whistle. It was Nervarte scoring. And then another goal on the PK for Chismerick following a questionable foul. The Dominican sideline still upset with that foul against Mark, who now sends the ball in towards the box. Sarah Thomas, her first bit of pressure this evening, makes an easy play to Thomas. 5th start of the season for Sarah Thomas, the senior out of Redmond, Washington. 7 games played, 4 starts prior to tonight. 3-0-1 record for Thomas. Only 2 goals allowed for a goal against average, which is under 5 at .52, so 0.52. 75% on the save percentage, 6 saves on 13 shots faced for Thomas this season. Now remember, all of those 13 not necessarily on goal, but the ones on goal she has saved 75% this season. Ball played towards the penalty area. And now Dominican able to come away with possession briefly. Now the ball played up the pitch to Coxon. Coxon has 5 goals this season for the Dominican Stars. Here's Mia Dosen, who has 4. A lot of volume scorers on this Dominican team when you look at their stats. Coxon with 5 goals, Lopez with 5, Larson with 4, and Dosen with 4 as well. Matuzik enters this matchup as a reserve. She comes in with a goal and 4 assists as well, the junior out of Lockport, Illinois. Sarah Matuzik will now throw in for Dominican. Ball hasn't been on the south side of Stewart Field much this evening. First time it's been in that attacking third for Dominican. And now Illinois Tech able to regain possession and try to play it back the other way. Good defense from Klinger. Mary Frampton plays the ball in the middle of the pitch. Navarte able to open the scoring this evening. Great defensive play by Grace Larson. Larson with 4 goals and 2 assists this season for Dominican. Graduate student out of Brookfield, Illinois. Larson playing close to Navarte following that opening goal. Here's another opportunity to go for goal! And it's successful for Katie Chismerick. And that'll be her second of the game already. Chismerick now with 7 on the season. Scarlet Hogs goal! Scored by number 21, Katie Chismerick. Her 7th of the season, scored in the 14th minute. 3-0 Scarlet Hawks. Chismerick already her 2nd of the evening. So a PK goal for Chismerick, and now she gets 1 from the field as Illinois Tech extends their early first half advantage against Dominican. Sliding tackle in the penalty area, this time no foul. And that's really been the source of the main issue for Dominican ever since that foul, which allowed Chismerick to score, as marked with a sliding effort here. No whistle. The Dominican sideline has been visibly emotional, upset about that foul. And their team now trailing 3-0, trying to bounce back from what they felt was a tough call in the penalty area. Ball sent in. Grimet able to parry the ball away here. And here's Navarte. Mosman trying to get in on the scoring. Her shot goes wide right and off the fencing on the north side of Stewart Field. Goal kick for Grimet. 5'5" grad student from Houston, Texas is Grimet. With a chance to send the ball down for Dominican. Chance to flip the field for the Stars here in the early going. It's been a rough opening 15 minutes for the visitors. Ball played out again, and it will now be another Scarlet Hawk throw. Here's an opportunity for Dominican to try to get themselves back into the action. Baltez able to get the takeaway. Reagan Coxon visibly upset as well. Having some words there with Presley Coles, who just came on for Dominican. There's a chance to charge the ball for Larson. Unfortunately for Larson, Navarte comes away with the ball and a chance to counterattack for Illinois Tech. The through ball leading Chismerick, who could look for a first half hat trick here. Chismerick goes for goal. She tries to get it inside the net. Instead, the save will be made by Grimet. As Katie Chismerick with a chance to get a first half hat trick. Almost kicked it straight down the line for a goal, but not to be on that exchange. Ball sent to the outside for Dominican, and that's just going to go right into the Illinois Tech sideline. Coach Sarah Grimet getting some instruction from the coaches on the Dominican sideline at the moment. Meanwhile, on the other end of the pitch, Illinois Tech's Sarah Thomas in possession of the ball. Scarlet Hawks trying to just start a counterattack run. Here's Chismerick with a nice touch to the outside for Navarte. They set up Smith on the lead. And now here's an opportunity for Ramos. Ramos one-on-one with Grimet. Grimet makes the save. And now Ramos have to run it down to the corner. Ramos to Smith. Narvarte trying to make a move. Play to the middle of the pitch. Actually goes wide. And it's Klinger who comes up with it for Dominican. One thing I have to say, you have to admire how aggressive Dominican's back line, how aggressive they can be inside the penalty area. Unfortunately, it cost them a goal earlier, but it's also allowed them to stop a few buildups for Illinois Tech here in this first half. It's allowed them to regroup in certain situations. That latest exchange inside the penalty area, an example of the buildup, being stopped by that aggressive Dominican back line. Stars looking for whistles there. They're not coming out near midfield. And now Smith will play one to the outside. Narvarte is going to have a long run here. Let's see who gets to the ball first. The answer is Matuzik for Dominican. And the junior out of Lockport, Illinois, Sarah Matuzik, sends it out of play. Ball comes in, only to be sent right back out for another Dominican throw-in. This is one of 6 matchups going on today in the NAC. Earlier today, Rockford and Benedictine, the two teams at the bottom of the standings, Benedictine in 12th, Rockford in 13th, played to a 1-1 draw. This is a matchup between number 3 Dominican and number 2 Illinois Tech in the conference. Also going on, number 9 Edgewood at number 10 Aurora. Number 1 Concordia, Wisconsin, taking on number 4 MSOE. Both of these teams, I'm sure will be focused on that following the conclusion of this matchup. Then you have number 5 Concordia Chicago taking on Marion, the number 17, and number 11 Lakeland taking on number 8 Wisconsin Lutheran. Narvarte in possession there for Illinois Tech, had it taken away by Dominican. For those of you at home who are curious which one of the teams was not active out of the 13 teams in the conference, it's the number 6 team, St. Norbert. Their record of 4-7, 3-3 in the NAC. They are idle on this Wednesday evening. Ramos over to Mosman. Ball taken away there for Dominican by Dosen. And the ball sent long, but unfortunately for Dominican, Coxon was actually coming back to the ball. So sending the ball long will give it right to Thomas for Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech trying to get a play pointed out with Baltez playing up for Narvarte. We've officially played 20 minutes thus far at Stewart Field on this Wednesday evening. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks with a 3-0 advantage over the Dominican Stars. Chris Rouse on the call here this evening. Dominican with a record of 5-4-2, 4-0-1 in conference. Good enough for third place in the NAC. Illinois Tech, record of 7-2-1, 4-0-1 in conference themselves. Good for second in the NAC. Illinois Tech 3-0 at home. And right now with a 3-0 advantage, looking for their 4th home win as Narvarte, who has a goal already, sends it right to Grimet. Easy play on the chip. And once again, Sarah Grimet has the game ball in her hand, gives it a few bounces as she surveys the pitch. And a bit of a side kick there, played right to Mosman for Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks playing it on their back line. Baltez over to Frampton. Frampton to the middle of the pitch. The wind starting to gust here in Chicago. 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing to the northeast this evening. It's a 67-degree. It was a 67-degree day. That was our high. 61 degrees right now. Low of 50, but certainly feels as if that weather is dipping into the 50s with that wind beginning to blow. Ball goes out of play for another throw-in. It'll be Dominican's throw with Matuzik. Matuzik That's a nice charge into the penalty area. Matuzik, not really any support within about 10 yards, and now Navarte comes away with the ball. There are about 4 Illinois Tech uniforms around the ball, and now they set up Chismerick. Remember, Chismerick already with 2 goals. Navarte with a goal herself. They find Ramos in the penalty area and clear it out on the back line again by Dominican with Klinger. The aggressiveness of that Dominican back line again stops the Scarlet Hawk buildup. But it's the other end of the pitch where Dominican needs to strike, trailing 3-0. Smith actually had it deflected away. Could have been a case that Smith just lost that ball trying to run towards the post. But instead, the ball goes out for a Scarlet Hawk. Let's see if it's going to be a corner or is it going to be a throw. Georgian sent the ball. Georgian was in position for a throw. It will be a corner. Georgian, the senior out of Henderson, Nevada, 3 goals and an assist this season for the Scarlet Hawks. Georgian sends it in. That's a good ball. A chance for Frampton. It bounced right in front of Frampton. Frampton will have to run it down. Navarte now actually runs it down for Illinois Tech. Try to play it to the outside. Georgian had plenty of space on the outside. Chismerick battling, comes away with possession. Chismerick goes for goal, has her shot blocked. 3 Navy uniforms surrounding 21 in white. Scoring a pair of goals will gain you some attention. Now Chismerick chases the ball and forces an Illinois Tech throw-in. Again, some of the players for Dominican, that's Sarah Matuzik. She appeared to be gassed. She was doubled over there, having some words with her coaches on the sideline after stopping the Illinois Tech buildup. Navarte makes the move around Hoffner. Navarte goes for goal, but not enough to beat Grimmett this time. And Grimmett turns the Scarlet Hawks back once again. Coming up at halftime, 20 minutes and counting. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap our first half stats, recap all 3 goals to this point for Illinois Tech, and any other goals that may be scored in the remainder of this first half. We'll preview our second half, and we'll go over the NAC women's soccer scoreboard, all of that coming up in 20 minutes at halftime right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Frampton up the pitch to Ramos. Dominican looking to get some fresh legs with some reserves on the sideline. Chismerick plays it over to Baltez. Baltez had it taken away there by Matuzik, one of the earlier reserves for Dominican. We get a whistle and a foul against Illinois Tech. Ava Anderson is set to check in now for Dominican. Number 22, the first-year player out of Reno, Nevada. She actually will have to wait until our next stoppage. Free kick for Dominican. Ball headed away. And it goes out to the corner for Dominican. And now Dominican finally can get the reserve in Ava Anderson. Anderson, the 5'2" first year from Reno, Nevada, enters the match. She'll replace Sarah Matuzik. That's the player I mentioned earlier. Was doubled over not too long ago for Dominican. But now she re-enters the action as the Stars get a corner. The ball comes in towards the post. There's a header. It's cleared away by Illinois Tech. It'll go back towards the corner. And Dominican will get another try. That was a dangerous corner for Illinois Tech. Ball dropped right in front of Sarah Thomas. And there was a second opportunity for Dominican to go for goal. They were unsuccessful. And now the corner again. Second of the evening for Dominican. Ball comes in. It's knocked down. It was Larson who got contact for Dominican. Baltez sent it out for Illinois Tech. It comes back in. Over Baltez's head, actually. And it beats Thomas as well. Goes out of play for another goal kick. 9 shots for Illinois Tech to this point of the match, 6 on goal. Dominican actually yet to be credited with a shot to this point in the matchup. Seen 3 fouls, 2 against Illinois Tech, 1 against Dominican. 4 corners for Illinois Tech, 2 for Dominican. And once again, the score 3-0 Illinois Tech with a goal in the 8th minute by Ava Navarte. In the 8th minute, penalty kick for Katie Chismerick. And then in the 14th minute, Chismerick struck again for the 7th time this season. Dominican looking to strike for the first time this evening. Here's a chance that they try to cross it over. Ball deflected away as that's Coxon trying to cross over, has it deflected out. It'll be another Dominican corner. Natalia Lopez will run to the corner this time for Dominican. Lopez, as I mentioned earlier, had the goal last time Dominican was here when they defeated Illinois Tech back in 2022. That on September the 14th, 2022 to be exact. A goal in the 59th minute by Lopez. Lopez sends it in. It's headed away. There's another header towards the net and into the net for Dominican as they get the goal. It appeared that may have been Mia Dozen. I'm trying to get confirmation. That was awfully close. Everyone's trying to get confirmation on the goal. It appeared that that was Mia Dosen who got the goal. As we try to get that confirmed, it's now 3-1. Illinois Tech with the advantage as Dominican strikes back. Dominican goal scored by number 34, Mia Dosen. Her 5th of the season, scored in the 28th minute. So Dosen scores for Dominican, makes it 3-1. Dosen, her 5th of the season, the junior out of Palos Hills, Illinois. Attended Stagg High School. Finds the back of the net against Illinois Tech. And just when it appeared as if Illinois Tech had this one thoroughly in hand, Dominican finds the back of the net, getting on the board with Dosen. Once again, 5th goal of the season for Dosen, and a great header just beat Thomas. That ball was pinballed, ping-ponged around right in front of the net. Second time that's happened for Thomas. She wasn't as lucky this time around as she finds the back of the net. It's been an emotional first half for the Dominican Stars. But to this point of the matchup, it's been all Illinois Tech in terms of the goals scored and seems in terms of the fouls. When you look at the numbers, it's been all Scarlet Hawks, and it was just that one foul back in the 8th minute, which allowed Chismerick to get a PK, allowed Illinois Tech to go up 2-0. And it's been an uphill battle for Dominican ever since. But that goal there by Dosen, will certainly help the effort for Dominican as they try to come back here against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Sierra Rue getting set to come on now for the Dominican Stars. They go for Dosen, her first since September the 25th. That was against Dominican. Dosen was in possession of the ball on that far side, had to take it away and sent down there by the Scarlet Hawks. Sierra Rue now will come onto the pitch for Dominican. So Rue will come on to replace Presley Coles, and Illinois Tech had a sub they were going to bring on in Kayla Thomas, who has 2 assists on the season. the sophomore out of Helsingborg, Sweden. Thomas will actually wait till the next stoppage. Middle of the pitch. Ball won by Georgiorian. Schuth. Back to Georgiorian. Georgiorian certainly has been disruptive towards Dominican with her play for Illinois Tech, just her presence. And there's a good play on the ball this time by Oligschlager. Oligschlager tries to run it down. Oligschlager able to save it. Chismerick has a long run. Chismerick still looking for that hat trick. She plays the ball back. Nervarte goes for goal. It's blocked. And run down out near midfield by Georgiorian. Again, making her presence felt. 24 in white for Illinois Tech. Lucy Georgiorian throughout her career has proven you don't necessarily have to be a top goal scorer or make an impact in this beautiful game. She's been a key player for Coach Roshane Ellison throughout the years. And you saw her get to the ball to preserve possession for the Scarlet Hawks. And as I've been saying, she's been disruptive towards the Dominican all evening. Just her presence on both sides of the pitch, making plays, whether it be on the far side out of her normal position or starting to build up on her normal side of the pitch. There's Georgiorian again making contact with the ball. Ramos has it out near midfield. Illinois Tech on their offensive side of the midfield stripe, now going into the attacking third. The through ball a little too far. Grimet able to get there for Dominican. Pair of subs for Dominican. A sub for Illinois Tech on our next stoppage. Dominican has it out near midfield. Played over to Rue. Sierra Rue was battling with Oligschlager. And now a foul against Illinois Tech. And Roshane Ellison does not like that call as Oligschlager is called for the hold on Sierra Rue. So Rue draws the foul on Oligschlager and also receives instructions from the Dominican sideline on how to best adjust to the matchup of Oligschlager. Meanwhile, Coach Roshane Ellison having words with the official. He was very upset with that call. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen an upset head coach this evening. As now Dominican will get the free kick with Lopez. Remember, Lopez has scored here. She scored it 2 years ago against Illinois Tech. And she'll send the ball in. It goes to the penalty area. And Nervarte gets the touch for the Scarlet Hawks. Smith tried to play it to Nervarte. Good help defensively from Klinger to play it back for Dominican. One of the first times Dominican has really been able to set their back line at near midfield. Here's Thomas. Plays it over to Frampton for Illinois Tech. And now the ball goes towards the middle for Dominican. They're looking for Sierra Rue. That was a beautiful ball for Rue on the far side. Let's see if the support comes for Dominican. Klinger's coming back. And here's Klinger to provide support for Rue. It's taken away by Illinois Tech. And then run down by Lauren Mark. And a mishandled pass there as Nervarte was looking for Smith. Smith just couldn't get a leg on it. Kayla Thomas will come on for the first time this evening for Illinois Tech. Her numerical counterpart, Katie Norley, number 20 for Dominican, enters for the first time, as does Megan Wilhite, number 28. Wilhite and Norley replacing Larson, number 10, and Coxon. Regan Coxon, number 13, coming out for Dominican. Chismerick, the intended target. Now Chismerick plays it up the pitch for Illinois Tech. Here's the freshly entered Thomas. Looking for Georgiorian. Georgiorian from distance. I thought she was going to go for goal. Actually just kind of crossed it over for Smith. And Dominican sends the ball out. Thomas came in there for Illinois Tech. She replaced Amelia Mosman. For those of you scoring at home, Mosman having some words with the Illinois Tech coaching staff on the sideline. Chismerick going for goal and another save, this time for Grimet. We've Played 36 minutes here in this first half. And it's 3-1 Illinois Tech if you're just joining us. Ava Nervarte opened the scoring. To make goal, there was a questionable foul against number 6 Lauren Mark, which gave Katie Chismerick a PK. And she scored for Illinois Tech to make it 2-0. And there's another tough shot from Mia Dosen. Dosen also has a goal. That was scored in the 28th minute to make it 3-1. But that followed Chismerick's second goal of the evening in the 14th minute, which obviously at the time made it 3-0 Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech substitution here, as Lena Yonehara will come onto the pitch. Yonehara, the first-year player out of Geneva, Illinois, will replace Lucy Georgiorian. And Georgiorian receiving some claps from her sideline. A round of applause for the Illinois Tech veteran in Georgiorian. Illinois Tech immediately trying to push up the pitch. Nervarte goes for goal. Saved by Grimet. What a play by Sarah Grimet, as that was Nervarte. Looked like she was going to score, find the back of the net for the second time. But Grimet able to get a foot on the ball and able to get both hands on it as well to make the save. Both of these teams starting to get their reserves involved to conclude this first half. Remember, coming up at halftime, we'll recap our first half stats. All goals scored here in the first half. Then we will preview the second half. Also, a look at the scores around the conference on the women's soccer side of things. And a busy day of NAC action. This one of 6 matchups in the NAC. And we'll recap the conference standings and scores from around the conference coming up at halftime, 6:45 and counting remaining in this first half. Here's Chismerick. A pair of goals for Katie Chismerick. Will she finish with a hat trick this evening? That's still in play. It's in play almost every time she touches it. She plays it back to Smith. Smith goes for goal, and Grimet makes another save with that foot. That's the left leg again. And our Illinois Tech will get a pair of subs as Caitlin Walsh will come onto the pitch. She'll be joined by Victoria Ucher. Also a sub here for Dominican as Ariana Barney comes onto the pitch. Barney has 4 goals this season for Dominican. So they're clearly trying to get more goal scoring threats onto the pitch to combat this 3-1 deficit with 5 minutes and change to go in the half. Another corner here for Illinois Tech. The ball comes in again. That one looks like it's over a few heads. It's going to actually drop again right in front of the post. There was contact made. Walsh was there, but I don't think she was the player who made contact. I think she was just the last Scarlet Hawk near the ball. I believe that was actually Baltez who made the header, who attempted the header, and the save was made by Grimet. Kayla Thomas looking to run the ball down for the Scarlet Hawks. Thomas successful in her efforts to win possession. Frampton playing up the pitch. Chismerick looked frustrated in her pass. Looked as if she mishit it to the outside, but the build-up continues with Smith. Smith going one-on-one with Klinger. Smith looking for support, looking for a lane to shoot. Neither have been found yet. Now she go outside to Thomas. Thomas on the cross in front. They had Ucher in front, but it's played away by Dominican. Victoria Ucher, the 5'4" sophomore out of Rutland, Massachusetts, the intended target. Illinois Tech in possession in front of their own sideline here with Olukschlager. She plays it back to Thomas. Walsh with a quick touch. Bit of a triangle set here for Illinois Tech. If you're looking at the pitch, they'd have about 3 players set where they clearly have an outlet. Bit of a triangle with one Dominican player in the middle chasing the ball. Olischlager plays to the middle of the pitch. Dominican able to get it to their back line here. And now a chance to try to move that line up towards midfield. But with just over 3 minutes remaining in the half, let's see how effective they can be. Ucher with a quick touch. Walsh tried to play it forward to Chismerick. Instead, she ran into a wall of defenders for Dominican. No pun intended. Scarlet Hawks looking to Chismerick again. Over to Ucher. She has Walsh actually just ahead, but actually the ball going to be played back instead for Illinois Tech. Walsh and Lopez, the two number 12s there, were shoulder to shoulder. I thought maybe a through ball was coming. Instead, Ucher went to the back line. Sierra Rue. Rue's had a few solid touches for Dominican, but unfortunately she's giving them so much size against Olischlager on the outside. Rue's listed at 5'2". Olischlager listed at 5'8". And they've constantly been matched up right in front of that Illinois Tech sideline. Rue goes down again. Play on, says the officials. Ball comes into the penalty area. Frampton tried to clear it out. She was unsuccessful, as was Olischlager. But Olischlager's clear out attempt goes off of Rue for a goal kick. Avery Seeley, number 14, in for Illinois Tech. And Sophia Ramos, number 10, in as well for the Scarlet Hawks. They'll give Chismerick and Smith a break for these final 100 seconds of the first half. Illinois Tech with the 3-1 advantage. But it appears Dominican has the momentum with the most recent goal being scored in the 28th by Mia Dosen, her 5th of the season. Also, the ball has been on this south side of the pitch. It's been in the Dominican attacking third more in the second half than it had been in the second half of this first half than it had been in the earlier part of the match. Remember, Illinois Tech's first 3 goals of the match were all scored in the 14th minute, before the 14th minute. There were 2 scored in the 8th minute, and then the goal by Chismerick scored in the 14th minute. Under a minute remaining in the first half. Ball cleared out as we got about 30 seconds and counting to go here. Klinger's throw in. Played down by the Scarlet Hawks. That ball's going to roll out right at the midfield stripe. I'm not even sure we're going to get a throw in. And as I say that, Klinger speeds up for it. It's going to be a quick play here as we get ready to get the final 10-second count here at Stewart Field. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that'll take us to halftime with Illinois Tech. They have a 3-1 advantage at the break, and you just don't like to see that. An Illinois Tech player down right before the break. And while they try to get that sorted out on the field, all you can do is hope for the best for the down Scarlet Hawks player. Illinois Tech leads at 3-1. We'll be back for halftime, but that's not the story here as we'll step away here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Halftime score here at Stewart Field. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks leading the Dominican Stars with a score of 3-1 at the moment. Chris Rouse here on the call as we get this matchup in the NAC Women's Soccer Conference. Remember, this is one of 6 matchups going on in the NAC today. But in this matchup, this first half, it was a intense, emotional first half, to say the least, especially for Dominican. Illinois Tech able to jump on the scoreboard early in the 8th minute, a goal by Ava Navarte. That was a beautiful goal as she beat the keeper, Sarah Gramet. But the second goal, which was also scored in the 8th minute by Katie Chismerick, has been the source of controversy so far to this point in the matchup. It was a foul on Lauren Mark as she was trying to make a tackle inside the penalty area. The foul was called, led to a PK for Katie Chismerick. Chismerick's 6th goal of the season, and then she would later score another one in the field in the 14th minute, her 7th goal of the season. Chismerick with an opportunity to go for a hat trick before this match is said in the second half of in the final 45 minutes as we get ready to start the second half in about just under 6 minutes. But Dominican was not done as Mia Dozen was able to get on the board. Her goal in the 28th minute was her 5th of the season, and she's currently responsible for the 1 that the Dominican Stars have on the board as they trail at half. Our first half stats, Illinois Tech with a 3-1 lead. They outshot Dominican 13-1 in the first half. 10 of those 13 shots for the Scarlet Hawks on goal. The 1 shot for Dominican was the goal from Dozen, so it was on goal as well. And that makes it, and with the 3-1 advantage, Illinois Tech also sparked by 5 corners, 3 for Dominican to this point. 4 fouls against the Scarlet Hawks, 1 against the Dominican Stars. And to this point, 13 shots faced for Dominican, 7 saves, 3 goals allowed, with the other 3 shots not being on goal. And then, of course, the 1 shot faced for Thomas being the one that was scored by Dosen in the 28th minute. Prior to going to break, Sophia Ramos was the player down for Illinois Tech. She took the game ball to her face. She was, unfortunately, sometimes in athletics, you get players going too fast, too strong, and you get incidents where the ball just sort of gets lifted right into Ramos' face at rapid speed. Ramos was down for quite some time at the end of the half, but she was able to walk off the pitch under her own power. Unclear if we'll see number 10 in white, Sophia Ramos, for the remainder of the game, but it was a good sign that the 5'7" first-year player out of Mountain House, California, Sophia Ramos, was able to get back to her feet after taking the ball to the face just before our break. So one last update on that, on the injury to Sophia Ramos, as we were able to see her walk off the pitch prior to going to break. During the halftime break. She was down on the pitch prior to the break, but during the halftime break was able to walk off the pitch. We got a few minutes before we will start the second half. When we come back, we'll preview our second half action, and also we'll go to the scores from around the NAC. Remember, this is one of 6 matchups in NAC women's soccer. We'll go over the other 5. One is already concluded. And when we return from the scores, we'll begin our second half here at Stewart Field. You're currently watching NCAA Division III Women's Soccer on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here at Stewart Field in Chicago, Illinois. This is NCAA Division III Women's Soccer on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. This is a matchup in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, the NAC. While we have a break before second half, we'll go over our NAC standings and some of the scores from around the NAC. This one of 6 games today. This matchup featuring the number 2 Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the number 3 Dominican Stars. But earlier today, the number 12 Benedictine Eagles took on the number 13 Rockford Regents. That ended in a 1-1 draw. Also going on today in the conference, Edgewood took the trip to Aurora as the Eagles took on the Spartans. That match just concluded approximately 5 minutes ago, and that also ended with a 2-2 draw as the number 9 Edgewood Eagles and the number 10 Aurora Spartans were unable to find a winner. So at the bottom of the conference, things expect things to stay the same as there were no results. Here's some of the matchup as there was no result either way in our first two matchups in NAC women's soccer for today. Meanwhile, MSOE currently in action against Concordia, Wisconsin. That's a huge matchup as Concordia, Wisconsin is the team ahead of both Illinois Tech and Dominican, and they trail at halftime. They trail 1-0 at the hands of the MSOE Raiders. It's Faith Papazoglu. She had the lone goal in the matchup there. And Papazoglu is the reason that MSOE has a halftime advantage over the top team in Concordia, University of Wisconsin. The other Concordia in the conference, the CUC Cougars. They lead the Marion Sabres. Concordia Chicago with a 2-0 advantage. That matchup currently at halftime right now. Concordia Chicago, the 5th-place team in the NAC, taking on the 7th-place team in Marion. They have a pair of goals in their matchup due to the Cougars. One scored by Isabel Fairless. The other scored by Mia Hirayama. Also going on in the conference, this is our final matchup. The number 11 Lakeland Muskies taking on the number 8 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. And at halftime, Wisconsin leads it 1-0. The one goal scored by Wisconsin, scored by Elena Zastrow. And that is why the Warriors have the 1-0 advantage at the break over the Lakeland Muskies. Conference standings, I mentioned already, Concordia, Wisconsin. That's the team to watch if you're an Illinois Tech or a Dominican fan. Right now, they trail 1-0 at half against MSOE. Concordia is in first place at 5-0-1 in conference play. Both of these teams 4-0-1, battling for second place. Meanwhile, MSOE at 3-1-1 in fourth place with a 1-0 advantage over Concordia, Wisconsin. The 5th-place team, Concordia Chicago, currently with a 2-0 lead over the 7th-place team, Marion. Meanwhile, 6th-place team, St. Norbert, they are idle this evening. And then at the rest of the way at the back of the conference, Wisconsin Lutheran in 8th place, leading 1-0 over 11th place Aurora. Over 11th place Lakeland. 9th place Edgewood and 10th place Aurora finished in a 2-2 tie. And then 12th and 13th place Benedictine and Rockford ended in a 1-1 tie. And Lakeland, the 11th place team, trailing Wisconsin Lutheran. Once again, thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night here at Stewart Field in Chicago as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take on the Dominican Stars. Chris Rouse on the call as we get ready to begin our second half here in Chicago. Dominican getting ready to kick us off here in just a moment as we get ready to begin our second 45 minutes with the Scarlet Hawks leading 3-1. Thank you to all of our crew here at Stewart Field for all of their help all around the park all day long on the stats and also on getting the field ready, and also in handing me that clipboard as it just fell from the broadcast location. Scarlet Hawks in possession of the ball now as the Scarlet Hawks will be headed towards the south side of the field. Dominican headed to the north side of the field wearing the Navy uniforms. Chismerick's pass sent into the middle of the pitch and taken away by Dominican. Mia Dosen has the lone goal for Dominican. Had a quick touch out near midfield. Now Dosen will be the intended target. Regan Coxon going for the ball there. There's a battle with Hannah Ramos. And the Dominican sideline, the coaches, they want the players to play the ball there. I feel like sometimes they get too involved in the tackle. You need the ball to score. And sometimes if you get too involved in the tackle, you'll lose the possession, and that was the situation there for the Stars. Amelia Mosman back out there for Illinois Tech. Look like the Scarlet Hawks have their starting 11 in full back out there. Meanwhile, Dominican, they have Ava Anderson out there. Anderson is a reserve and sends that ball down the pitch off of Amelia Mosman. Mosman still holding the inner thigh after that last exchange with Anderson. Anderson's throw in goes into Regan Coxon. Coxon tries to send the ball across the pitch on the switch pass, but the ball's taken away. A pair of Scarlet Hawks meet at the ball, only for Dominican to come away with possession. Regan Coxon again. It appears Dominican is trying to play through number 13, Regan Coxon. She's had a number of touches here in the early going of the second half. We've only played 2 minutes. Tia Gar with a quick touch. Over to Larson. Ball played back by Dominican. Chismerick is chasing Lauren Mark. Remember, it was Lauren Mark who picked up the questionable foul. Questionable if you're a Dominican fan. As her and Chismerick met in the penalty area, leading to the PK. Foul against Illinois Tech. Dominican will send Lauren Mark to take the free kick. The instructions from the sideline, we want you to take all of these, Lauren, from the Dominican head coaching staff. So it'll be Lauren Mark. There are 5 players on the line for Dominican. They all charge towards the net. Coxon was the player out in front as Thomas made the catch. And now a foul. A late foul in the penalty area. Roshane Ellison is upset with the call, and it looks as if Dominican now will get a PK opportunity with Regan Coxon. Coxon went down. She was the target of the ball there. And Coxon this season has 5 goals, and she'll go one-on-one with Sarah Thomas. Coxon, Thomas. Scarlet Hawks lead it by 2. Let's see if Coxon can cut in to the Scarlet Hawk lead for the Dominican Stars. The foul was called on Gabriela Baltez. As Coxon now is set. Coxon scores. Regan Coxon finds the back of the net. Her 6th of the season. And it puts Dominican within 1. Dominican goal. Scored by number 13, Regan Coxon. Her 6th of the season. Scored in the 49th minute. A 3-2 score. Scarlet Hawks still have the advantage, but that goal from Dominican cuts it to 3-2. It's definitely within striking distance now for Dominican as they get the goal here in the 49th minute from Coxon. I mentioned earlier that Dominican has a number of high-volume goal scorers. Coxon now leads the team with that goal. That was her 6th of the season. Her and Natalia Lopez both had 5 prior to that goal. Larson still has 4, and then Dosen has 5 herself thanks to the goal she scored earlier. Corner opportunity for Illinois Tech as the intensity is certainly picked up following the goal from Coxon. Dominican has 2 shots this evening, both on goal, both in the back of the net. The ball goes towards the net for Illinois Tech. And now it's run down by Georgiorian. Georgiorian tries to cross again, and it's deflected out of play. That one again off of Ava Anderson. Anderson, a 5'2" first-year player out of Reno, Nevada. Illinois Tech bringing more bodies to the throw-in side. Ball taken away. And now here's Ramos for Illinois Tech. Hannah Ramos to be exact. She crosses over. That's going to go wide for Dominican to gain possession. And then it's played back where Sarah Matuzik will watch it go out of play. And a goal kick for Sarah Grimmett. Well, Illinois Tech scored the first 3 goals of the evening. Ava Navarte in the 8th minute. Katie Chismerick, PK goal in the 8th minute. Katie Chismerick again in the 14th minute. But in the 28th minute, it was Mia Dozen. And in the 49th minute, it was a PK goal from Regan Coxon to get Dominican back within one. Ball cleared out by the Stars. Dozen's just going to let that one go out of play. It'll be another Scarlet Hawk throw-in, quickly taken by Liliana Schuth. Chismerick. Oh, Chismerick had space but had her back to the net. Navarte tried to set Chismerick up. Mosman now runs the ball down. And they play it back in for Ramos. Ball still in the penalty area as Mosman tries to cross, gets it knocked down. Georgiorian sends it in. The wind beginning to pick up again here at Stewart Field. Long pass to the outside for Dominican is not saved. It'll be a Scarlet Hawk throw. Appear maybe Dominican should have played it down the pitch there. They play it back. And a favorable spot on the throw-in, which was quickly taken by Illinois Tech. A few maneuvers there to try to evade the defender. And now Illinois Tech plays the ball in the middle of the pitch, only to have it sent back out. That was nice footwork by Smith on the far side away from the benches for Illinois Tech. But Dominican able to make a play defensively. Mosman trying to make a move. Georgiorian doing a great job when she realized she had the hand on her hip. She slowed down to make it obvious that there was going to be a foul. Coach Roshane Ellison is saying he wanted Georgiorian to move the ball. Unfortunately for Georgiorian, it's taken away by Dominican, and Georgiorian takes a foul. I can hear Coach Roshane Ellison saying, do not do that again. He did not like the hold by Georgiorian. He wanted her to move the ball. Now here's Katie Chismerick. Plays it out to Mosman. Mosman has Hannah Ramos. The Illinois Tech sideline was saying Hannah, meaning they were calling out the play. Dominican able to take it away. And the Stars able to regain possession out near midfield. They lead Dozen again, and Dozen just have to watch it go out of play for a Scarlet Hawk throw. Dominican has been searching for Mia Dosen. She scored the first goal for the Stars back in the 28th minute. That was at the time when Dominican was trailing 3-0. It was a cross that went out in front of Thomas. It took a funny hop, took a bounce, and then it hit Dosen with the header for the goal. Long ball for Ramos goes out of play just as this one to go to Dominican. Substitution now for Dominican as Cameron Klinger comes in. Klinger now will replace Anderson for the Stars. Baltez in possession. Sends it over to Frampton. And now she feeds Chismerick. Ramos able to take it away. There was Dosen again. And you can hear the Dominican sideline saying, get organized. That's who they wanted. They wanted Dosen with the possession. But the ball taken away. And a bit of a tackle out, just out of the penalty area. And the whistle comes, but that will be a favorable free kick spot for Illinois Tech. The officials are going to stop the clock here. 35-19 remaining on the clock. And let's see if we get the card. And it's going to be a yellow card against Dominican. So that'll be Matusik who picks up the yellow card there. And now Illinois Tech will get the free kick spot. That's a favorable spot for Georgiorian. Georgiorian is the player lined up on the ball, but we very well could see Georgiorian sort of just be a diversion here for Smith to come in. Dominican yellow card to number 8, Sarah Matusik. So Georgian. So it'll be Georgian who places the ball down for the Scarlet Hawks. Georgian goes for goal, and the goal! Lucy Georgian finding the back of the net as the Scarlet Hawks give themselves some breathing room. Scarlet Hawks goal! Scored by number 24, Lucy Georgian. Her fourth of the season. Scored in the 50th minute. So a substitution here for Dominican. It was Matusik who picked up the penalty early, picked up the card earlier. And Illinois Tech able to extend their lead out to 4-2. That goal scored in the 55th minute by Georgian. And Illinois Tech able to extend their lead. Fourth goal of the season for Georgian. And the ball played out. And a Dominican throw-in. So we got 2 goals in the 8th minute for Illinois Tech. Narvarte and Chismerick with a PK. Narvarte opened the scoring to make it 1-0. Chismerick made it 2-0. Chismerick then made it 3-0 with a goal in the 14th minute. Then back-to-back goals from Dominican. One of the 28th minute by Dosen. One of the 49th minute by Regan Coxon. And now in the 55th minute is Lucy Georgian. Natalia Lopez plays it up to Coxon. Coxon looking for Dosen, the 2 most recent goal scorers for Dominican, looking to link up. Instead, the ball goes out for a Scarlet Hawk throw-in, not far enough in the corner for Illinois Tech goal kick. Megan Wilhite will come onto the pitch for Dominican. Actually, she'll have to wait. She ran on for a second, had to go check in. And she'll have to wait to the next favorable stoppage for the Dominican Stars. Thomas plays it over to Frampton. Klinger plays to the middle of the pitch for Dominican. Ball taken away by Narvarte. That was an aggressive tackle and a win of possession for 15 in white. Mosman, the intended target. That's a good ball. It takes a funny hop off the outside foot for Mosman, and it goes out for a Dominican throw. Megan Wilhite now can officially enter the matchup for Dominican, and she'll replace Regan Coxon. Coxon scored her 6th goal of the season earlier. That was the PK goal in the 49th minute for Dominican. Frampton. Had it taken away, did Frampton, and now as you can see, Dominican in possession. As that was Dosen looking for the freshly entered Wilhite. And now Narvarte has it for the Scarlet Hawks, working on the outside. Narvarte working against Ava Masco Talbot. Battle of the Avas over there. Mosman tried to go for goal. Had it deflected. Smith and Ava Narvarte over there for Illinois Tech, working against Larson and Ava Masco Talbot. Narvarte goes for goal. Looked like it actually hit Chismerick more than it hit a Dominican defender. But Illinois Tech still able to apply pressure towards the net. Here's another chance to go for goal. That one blocked again. Chismerick still looking for that hat trick. Counterattack build-up for Dominican. Stopped by Mosman. And she forces the ball to be played to the back line. Our most recent goal scorer, Georgiorian, gets a brief touch. And now here comes Illinois Tech near the sideline. Liliana Schuth over to Mosman, and now Mosman tries to play it forward to Chismerick. Chismerick has Ramos cut into the net for support. Katie takes a push and then gets knocked down by a pair of Dominican defenders. Now Amelia Mosman working. We're here in the 60th minute. We get an Illinois Tech throw in. Actually, no, this is going to go to the corner, so it will be Scarlet Hawk corner with Georgiorian. Georgiorian's 4th goal of the season. Gave Illinois Tech their 4th goal of the evening. And she's responsible for the 4-2 score. Georgiorian sends it in. Ball headed towards the net. Baltez had a chance to go for goal. It was sent out by Dominican. Ramos over to Frampton. Smith looking to go for goal as the 60th minute gets set to conclude. And now here comes Dominican pushing the other way. Dosen is on the opposite side of the ball, and the ball goes out of play as we've reached officially 1 hour played here at Stewart Field this evening. Pair of subs for Dominican. Sarah Borsellino, number 33, comes on for the first time this evening, joined by Katie Norley. Norley came in earlier. That was near the end of the first half where we saw Norley. So welcome back, Norley. Welcome, Borsellino. They replaced Tia Gar and Mia Talau. Quick touch for Norley, who just re-entered. A chance to go for goal for Dominican, goes wide or right of the net. And Illinois Tech will get the goal kick. That was Larson on the shot attempt. Goes wide or right of the net. Larson, 4 goals, 2 assists this season for Dominican. Right now the Stars down 2 goals. They have proven that they can score if needed. They already have 2 goals this evening. Dosen scored in the 28th minute. Coxon in the 49th. Those goals 21 minutes apart. There are 28 minutes remaining, so plenty of time based off what we've seen thus far for the Dominican Stars offensively. But here's Ava Navarte. She also has a goal. Plays it over to Smith. It was 5-0 Illinois Tech a year ago when these two teams met. Now here's Ramos going to goal. Grimmett lays out and makes the save. There were 5 goals when these two teams met a year ago, but that was a lopsided result, 5-0 Illinois Tech. More goals in this matchup, closer result, 4-2 right now. Dominican in possession of the ball as Grimmett sent it down. Switch pass for Dominican. It's a line drive. They're just trying to go along the line. Here's Dosen. Plays it to Klinger. They got Mosman chasing the ball to the Scarlet Hawks. Wilhite put some air underneath this pass to the outside. Could be run down here by Borsellino, who just came onto the pitch. Instead, it's won by Ramos. One of the starters for Illinois Tech. The intended target it was Smith who won it. She was looking for Ramos, who was running the pitch. And the ball will go right back to Dominican. It was Smith with the takeaway. She had Ramos running right down the middle of the pitch, almost as if she knew that ball was going to get taken away by Kayla Smith. Smith on the lead, but the lead too far out in front of the intended target. Ball pushed up for Dominican. They get into their attacking third. Here's Dosen. Dosen with an opportunity to work against the defender. This time it's Schuth. Dosen plays it back. The shot blocked away by Frampton. That was Norley on the shot. Mosman is looking for Navarte. And a foul on Navarte. The Illinois Tech sideline was saying no foul. They were chanting where. The official saying there was a clear hit on the side of the leg, as the foul will favor the Dominican Stars. 3 on the back line for Dominican, as you can see him lined up on your screen out near midfield. Lauren Mark to take the free kick. Navarte tried to win possession for Illinois Tech. She did that. Chismerick had it for a moment. It's taken away by Lopez. Brief touch by Wilhite. Out to Dosen. And the ball sent out by Illinois Tech. Liliana Schuth hearing the cheers from the sideline as she makes the play to send it to this Dominican throw-in. And again, Illinois Tech now just sort of just swarming Dominican on the sideline. Really no spacing here on the sideline. You got 5 Dominican players, 4 Scarlet Hawks, and now Mosman wins possession and sends it down the pitch. Mark plays it back to Grimmett. Grimmett saw something she liked. She liked on that side, went to Mark. Lauren Mark actually with a switch pass down the line. Borzolino plays it to the outside. Across for Dominican. A chance to go for goal. Past Thomas. It's wide left for Wilhite, who had the right foot on it. Meaning she had the left foot on it going for goal, but just wide left. Illinois Tech with a pair of subs now, as Kayla Thomas and Yoni Hara were going to come onto the pitch. Instead, they'll wait. Sierra Rue back in. Sierra Rue will replace Megan Wilhite. That was Wilhite who had the recent shot attempt that just went left. Corner for Dominican. The ball coming in. It's headed away out of the penalty area. Run down by Dominican. They have another chance here if they try to set up on the outside. Lopez sort of fell down as she tried to feed it in. Now possession won by Dominican with Klinger. Dominican trying to play the ball down the pitch. The long run will be unsuccessful for Rue as it goes out of play. Pair of subs for Illinois Tech will be the aforementioned number 20, Kayla Thomas, back in for the second time. And also in for the second time, Lena Yonihara. I can hear Coach Roshane Ellison saying 4-3-3, so that'll be the set for Illinois Tech. They're going to go with 4 on the back line here. And it makes sense. 4-2 score on the board. I want to give more support to Thomas to keep the ball out of the net against this hard-charging Dominican offense. And admittedly, these last maybe 10 minutes of game action have been played on this north side of the pitch. Dominican sideline saying we've got to hold it here. They're trying to control the path of the ball here, and understandable, certainly understandable, down 2 goals with 22 minutes and counting remaining in this matchup. Ball out of play for another Dominican throw-in. Dominican 5-4-2, 4-0-1 in conference play. 1-1-2 on the road this season. Going up against an Illinois Tech team 3-0 right here at Stewart Field. And a violation there against Dominican. We'll give the ball over to the Scarlet Hawks. Stops pretty good build up there for Dominican. Unfortunately for the Stars, they have to retreat defensively here or return to playing defense as Illinois Tech able to switch the ball over to the west side of Stewart Field. Chismerick over to Thomas. Dominican wanted a handball on Chismerick after the handball on the other end turned possession over. Chismerick, remember, still going for the hat trick. She goes for goal, and the save from Grimmett off the top crossbar, and it's cleared out by Dominican again. Smith tried to come in for the backside goal after Chismerick was unsuccessful, but Smith herself was unsuccessful. Ball cleared out, and we'll get a Dominican throw in. Illinois Tech so close to seeing Katie Chismerick get the hat trick. Now Frampton with the last touch. That goes out for Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech, next time they'll be home, will be the next 2 times they will be out. They'll be out on Saturday against the Lakeland Muskies. We'll have that for you as part of a men's and women's soccer doubleheader right here on the Scarlet Hawk Broadcast Network. That begins at 1 with men's action against the Lakeland Muskies, and then they'll be home on Wednesday the 16th, taking on the Aurora Spartans right here at 7 p.m. at Stewart Field on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We're glad that you could join us on this Wednesday evening offside the call against the Scarlet Hawks. We're glad that you could join us on this Wednesday evening for Illinois Tech women's soccer, a NAC conference matchup between the number 2 team in the conference, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, and the number 3 team in the conference, Dominican Stars. Both of these teams currently chasing Concordia University of Wisconsin. And at the moment, Concordia University of Wisconsin, they're chasing MSOE on the scoreboard as they trail 3-0 at the moment. Final 20 minutes of this matchup. We played 70 strong. Substitution for Illinois Tech as Walsh returns. Caitlin Walsh replacing Hannah Ramos, 12 for 13. MSOE with a 3-0 advantage over Concordia University of Wisconsin. So the winner of this matchup likely going to be in first place in the NAC. 73rd minute from that matchup in Milwaukee. Thomas sends the ball airborne. Here's Dosen. Dosen battling with Walsh. Dosen wins possession. Dosen well out of play as she tries to receive that pass. It leads to a Scarlet Hawk throw-in. So 73rd minute as MSOE leads it against Concordia University of Wisconsin. Faith Papazoglu, if you heard at halftime, had the first goal. It was Addison Spillman. She has the last 2 goals for MSOE as they've extended their lead out to 3-0 late against the top team in the conference. 4-2 our score for Illinois Tech. We got a stoppage here. So the officials want to stop the clock. I'm not sure of the current issue at the moment. I'm not sure if there's a mix-up with where the ball will be going here or if there's something going on in the field. And actually, I think I understand the official going to check the net. If you remember on that last shot for Illinois Tech, there was Kayla Smith charged into the net, and she was trying to make a play on the ball against Grimmett. And this is actually the first time we've had a stoppage where the officials can go check the netting there. And so I think the official was just trying to make sure the net was back level to the goal line. And that's the first time they've really had a chance to check since that most recent scoring opportunity from Chismerick and Smith was denied by Illinois Tech. Action resumes now with Kayla Thomas in possession for Illinois Tech, battling Natalia Lopez. Frampton the target. Frampton with a quick reception and quick pass off to Baltez. And you see the back line for Illinois Tech. They're going to flip it here. Originally, they had 4 on the back line. They're going to go with 4 on the front here with Walsh coming in on the sub. Not too long ago, you heard me say Roshane Ellison said let's go 4-3-3, which means 4 on the back line. They've since flipped that with 4 on the front line. And now Dominican will throw. Dosen and Klinger all over the ball as they have been all evening for Dominican. But right now the Stars still trailing by a pair of goals. A chance to go for goal for Illinois Tech. That one off the south fencing on a long lead from Lena Yonahara. But the first-year player from Geneva, Illinois is unsuccessful. Regan Coxon, a goal back in the 49th minute for her 6th of the season, was a PK goal. Tia Gar also re-enters the matchup. Gar was a starter as well. 1 goal, 1 assist for Gar. Grimet on the goal kick. And Dominican again able to win possession with Gar. That was Tia Gar out near the midfield. Thomas working on Klinger. Kayla Thomas. No goals this season for Thomas, but she does have 2 assists. She plays it for Navarte. Navarte plays it to the outside for Yonihara. The cross goes in front for Walsh. Walsh really couldn't get a quality strike on the ball there. She sort of just knocked it down with her chest, and that kind of was all of the shots she had on that one. And the ball goes right to Grimet. Time becoming more of an enemy for Dominican as Grimet sends that one right towards our broadcast location. Dosen going for the ball, as is Schuth. Ball goes out for a Scarlet Hawk throw. Schuth, quick throw into Thomas. And Illinois Tech misplays it out with Walsh for Dominican throw. Cameron Klinger finding Dosen. Oh, that was a nice play by Dosen to evade a double team. But there was no support on that outlet as Dosen was trying to feed a teammate. Long run for Kayla Smith. Smith, middle of the pitch for Illinois Tech. For Navarte. Illinois Tech looking for an angle, looking for an outlet. Here's Chismerick. Still on hat trick watch is Katie Chismerick. Goals in the 8th and 14th minute so far this evening for 21 and white. Illinois Tech throw in as the 75th minute concludes. Final 15 minutes here at Stewart Field. Remember, coming up Saturday, 1 p.m., men's soccer against Lakeland, followed by 3:30 p.m., women's soccer against Lakeland. We have all of that action for you right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech in possession. Here's Chismerick off the feed from Schuth. Ball goes wide into the Illinois Tech sideline for another Scarlet Hawk throw. Dominican's next outing, next 2 outings as well, they will be at home. Saturday, they'll take on the Marion Sabres. Marion trailing in their matchup against Concordia University of Chicago at the moment. Actually, they were trailing 2-0. Marion has come back to draw even with Concordia University of Chicago. That match in the 76th minute tied at 2 goals apiece. And that's who Dominican will see in their next outing. And then they'll be followed by a matchup against Edgewood on the 16th. Thomas in possession for Illinois Tech. Pressured by Mia Dosen. Yonihara with a quick touch for Illinois Tech as the Scarlet Hawks try to switch the ball. Navarte sort of slid, and the ball is taken away by Grace Larson for Dominican. Quick throw in for Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks trying to get a turn towards the middle of the pitch. Here's Walsh. Walsh working on her numerical counterpart in Lopez. Dosen trying to run it down for Dominican, but unfortunately for Dosen, Illinois Tech comes away with it. Dosen works her way back into the play. Contact from Walsh. And now Cameron Klinger played it up for Dominican. Dominican not really able to get any build-up. The sideline calling for a switch. They actually play it back instead to try to play it forward. Here's Chismerick. Katie Chismerick trying to get past that back line for Illinois Tech. The ball rolls out of play, and it will be a goal kick. Sideline for Dominican it will be Presley Coles, number 18. Coles 1 goal, 1 assist on the season. First year out of Eastvale, California. Coles will replace Dosen And Dosen, of course, with the goal for Dominican back in the 28th minute to get them on the board, her 5th of the season. You hear Cole's cheering Dosen on for the majority of those last 5 minutes. She's actually going to come in. She came in to replace Dosen. And really just sort of pointing out the plays for her as they were on the near sideline. A whistle against Illinois Tech will be a foul, which allows Dominican to get built up. 11 and a half minutes remaining. Chris Rouse on the call here at Stewart Field in Chicago. We're glad that you could join us again on this Wednesday evening. The next time we'll have Scarlet Hawks action will be Saturday. 1 p.m. start for men's soccer against the Lakeland Muskies. And then a 3:30 p.m. start for this same women's soccer team as they take on Lakeland as well. We'll have all of that for you right here Saturday on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Last time we had a doubleheader here at Stewart Field, September 28th, Scarlet Hawks taking on MSOE. It was MSOE winning the men's matchup 5-1. And then it was Kayla Smith's goal in the 83rd minute. Late in the matchup for Illinois Tech to give them the 1-0 win over MSOE on the win side. Give them the 1-0 win on the women's side. The 1-0 final put the women on the winning side thanks to Smith. And the women right now 10 and a half minutes away from being on the winning side again as they have a 4-2 advantage. Dominican hasn't really been able to generate any positive buildup, any solid buildup, any consistent buildup in these last 10 minutes of game action. But the ball has been on this north side of Stewart Field for quite some time. If you're just joining us, it's a 4-2 score. Here's a quick look at the goal recap. Eva Narvarte, goal in the 8th minute, made it 1-0 Illinois Tech, and that was a beautiful bend from Narvarte from the left side of the penalty area inside the right post for the goal in the first half. Questionable foul against Lauren Mark led to a PK for Katie Chismerick, her first goal of the evening in the 8th minute. Chismerick got her second goal 6 minutes later in the 14th minute to make it 3-0. The Dominican joined the party. They got a pair of goals from Mia Dosen, one in the 28th minute. And then Regan Coxon in the 49th minute with a PK goal of her own to make it 3-2. But it was Lucy Georgiorian with a free kick goal for Illinois Tech to make it 4-2 in the 55th minute. And that's where we stand on the scoreboard. Mia Talau coming onto the pitch. Returning to the pitch for Dominican. She was a starter. She'll replace Sierra Rue. So Talau for Rue here as Dominican makes a sub with 9 minutes to go in the matchup. Talau with a quick touch. Regan Coxon. Coxon tried to spin on Baltez, but Baltez able to win possession. Chismerick got a quick touch, and I can hear the Illinois Tech sideline. It came alive when 21 got a touch. Looked like she had a run for the net. Chismerick still looking for a hat trick. Thomas tries to switch it. Now Thomas the recipient of Dominican's attempt to switch. She leaves it for Chismerick. It's Thomas to Chismerick. Chismerick lobs one in. The ball headed into the air by Dominican. Narvarte able to make contact. A chance for Smith to go for goal. And it looks like Grimmett watched it out for a corner, and it will be an Illinois Tech corner. Dosen set to come back on for Dominican. This will be the last gasp effort for the Stars here in these final 8 minutes and counting, under 8 minutes and counting. Corner for Illinois Tech. They take their time getting themselves set. The ball comes in front of the net. It's headed away. Maybe been punched away by Grimmett as Illinois Tech went for a header. And now Dominican will send it down the pitch. Bit of a switch pass there. That was deflected back by Dominican. And now Narvarte comes up. Narvarte for Thomas. Thomas had the quick touch. Klinger able to win possession briefly. Here's another chance for Illinois Tech. Ramos had it knocked away. Played it back to Walsh. Walsh, she has space. She has room to go for goal. Her shot is blocked. Looked like it hit the thigh of one of the defenders for Dominican. It appeared that was Lauren Mark, actually. Thomas working around Klinger. Mark is there as well to provide over the top support. And the ball rolls harmlessly to Grimet. Ball is airborne here. There's Ramos who makes contact. Katie Chismerick still looking for a hat trick for Illinois Tech to this point in the matchup. She's got 7 goals on the season, thanks to the 2 she scored. But her next goal will match her jersey number in her career. It'll be her 21st career goal. It'll be her 8th of the season if Chismerick is to get that hat trick here this evening. Illinois Tech with a 4-2 advantage here with 5:50 and counting remaining. Mia Dosen will come back on for Dominican. Amelia Mosman will come back on for Illinois Tech. Thomas off for Mosman for Illinois Tech. Regan Coxon off for Dominican as they get Dosen back out there. Illinois Tech now typical of what you see with teams leading. Running that ball into the corner, trying to burn time for Dominican. Going to make them have to go the entire length of the field. Just to build up has been an issue for Dominican this evening, let alone getting a shot. But let's see what the Stars can come up with here in these final 5 minutes and counting. Klinger with a quick header. Illinois Tech just trying to keep the ball in play. Unsuccessful in the effort on that exchange, but they win the ball due to the Scarlet Hawks. Chismerick to Mosman. Mosman working on Cameron Klinger. You hear Grimet all the way in net yelling, "Someone get 21." That's Chismerick. She's already has 2 goals, just Katie Chismerick. Looking for the hat trick, which will be her 8th goal of the season, 21st of her career. Amelia Mosman will take the corner. It comes in. The chance to go for goal. It's cleared out by Dominican. That was a great play on the backside. I believe that was Frampton who made the attempt for Illinois Tech. I missed the number on who cleared it out. That was one of the smaller players. I think it was Klinger. It was either Klinger or Mark, one of the smaller players on the back line who cleared it out for Dominican. Ball played to the middle. Schuth had it for Illinois Tech. Klinger was frustrated with herself on the pass. Under 4 minutes to go. We've played 86 minutes here at Stewart Field tonight. Here's a long run for Talau. Talau had it taken away by Illinois Tech, and the ball goes out of play as Ramos was able to dispossess Talau of the ball and stop the buildup for Dominican. It's not over for Dominican. They're down a couple of goals here. They've had pretty good buildup in the second half, but the majority of the matchup has been played on this side of the pitch in the second half. But Dominican has not been able to really get anything on the net other than the goal scored earlier by Coxon in the 49th minute. Coach Roshane Ellison upset. He thought it should have been a Dominican throw-in. Instead, the ball will go down to the corner, and it'll be Dosen to take it as the 87th minute concludes. 2:55 and counting on the clock. Dosen, the corner, is airborne. It's in front of the net. Here's a chance to go for goal for Dominican. That's the shot from Talau, was blocked away. Katie Chismerick with a long lead. Here's Walsh. Walsh ahead of the pack. The ball will get to the keeper, Grimet. Caitlin Walsh has 3 goals this season, unable to get her 4th there. As Grimet sends it out, Mosman makes contact. Minimal contact from Mosman, and now a steal from Nervarte. She just runs in front of the switch pass. Good job by Nervarte, just able to intercept the ball there for Illinois Tech. Time becoming more of a factor here for Dominican. And I think Coach Roshane Ellison, he's got Chismerick with the ball. You see Katie just running towards the corner. I think that's pretty clear what Illinois Tech's trying to do here. They're just trying to get out of here with a win. Mosman back to Chismerick. Bit of a pump fake there from Chismerick. Scarlet Hawks just letting it run down here. Mosman battling for the ball. Mosman goes down. No whistle. Now Nervarte. She's going to try to go for goal. She goes down as well. Ball sent out of play. Scarlet Hawk throw in here. Under 90 seconds remaining. And the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, they got out to the early advantage. 3-0 in the 14th minute. It's been an uphill battle all evening for Dominican. But they were able to hang around up until Georgiorian's goal in the 55th minute gave Illinois Tech the 2-goal breathing room. 1 minute remaining in the match. 1 minute remaining in the match. Illinois Tech throw in. The ball will go over to Mosman. Mosman into the penalty area. Goes to Chismerick. Chismerick still charging the ball. Looking for that hat trick. Chismerick going for goal. It is saved by Dominican. Katie Chismerick was looking for that hat trick. Unsuccessful, and that could be the last chance we see. Could be the last time we see Chismerick get a chance to go for goal. I was going to hold my breath on that for a moment, but Masco Talbot able to win possession for Dominican. So Illinois Tech, 3 early goals to lead the way as Talau try to push here for one last try for Dominican to cut into the deficit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our final score, your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 4, the Dominican Stars 2. Thank you for coming out for tonight's matchup here at Stewart Field. Our next presentation of Illinois Tech soccer will be Saturday. Doubleheader action at 1 p.m. when the men's soccer team takes on the Lakeland Muskies, followed by 3:30 p.m. when the women's soccer team also takes on the Lakeland Muskies. Thank you for coming out to Stewart Field, and remember, go Hawks! Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks get the win 4-2 this evening over the Dominican Stars, and with the results in Milwaukee, MSOE up over University of Wisconsin, University of Concordia University, Wisconsin. It appears Illinois Tech could be the new first-place team by the beginning of tomorrow. So it's a 4-2 win for Illinois Tech. Goals from Ava Nervarte in the 8th minute. Katie Chismerick does not get the hat trick, but goals in the 8th minute. One on the PK, one in the field in the 14th minute, her 7th of the season, and Lucy Georgiorian with her goal in the 55th minute are the deciding goals for Illinois Tech. Mia Dolson's goal, her 5th of the season, in the 28th minute, and Regan Coxon, her PK goal in the 6th minute for Dominican, the 2 goals scored for the Stars. For all of our crew here at Stewart Field, our final, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 4, the Dominican Stars 2. Doubleheader action against Lakeland coming up Saturday. We'll begin at 1 p.m. with men's soccer right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Until then, thank you. I'm Chris Rouse. This has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Soccer on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network.